to get connected. I'm Picnic.
I'm Coconut.
And welcome to the Winter Carnival. Over to Gun now.
Well, thank you, Pikanook and Coconut, two of the wonderful characters here at Winter Carnival in Quebec City. I'm here with Linda, and Linda, the snow sculpture competition is unbelievable. You brought some of the best teams in the world here to Quebec.
Yes, this year we have 13 countries plus the team of Quebec and Canada. They are all professional sculptors. They gap all around the world, and in February they are in Quebec City.
Well, let me tell you, no better place to be sculpting some snow than right here. You have some record snowfall for them. And some of the teams come from Tunisia, Chile, Argentina. We'll meet them in a few minutes, but how will they be judged?
Okay, they will be judged for the creativity. The sculpture must be as thin as possible with a lot of gap inside, and it will be magnificent.
I bet it will be magnificent. Again, they'll be looking for the precision. She says it's got to be thin, and it's got to have a lot of gaps in it. So the balance will be key. And let me tell you, do you have a favorite yet?
Oh, I can't say that.
Oh! Well, let me tell you, Linda, thank you for getting us a glimpse. And now let's go to the famous Avenue of the Sculptures as they work for the next 24 hours. Olivier, you're wearing Canadian flags, but you are from?
From Belgium.
And you're wearing a Canadian flag because you're trying to get in with the judges?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Tell us about the model that you brought to build. What inspired this model?
So the model that we are going to build is a diamond of 400 carat, and that's a gift from Belgium to Quebec for the 400th anniversary of the city. Yes.
Now, ladies, I don't know if you caught it, but he said 400 carat diamond you're carving?
Yeah, that's right.
This is a wonderful model and display of wild animals, and these are what we might find in the Yukon?
No, this is actually a legend from Quebec. This is the 400th anniversary of Quebec, so we looked around for old legends to sort of go with the 400-year bit. So this is a werewolf, except it's in Quebec it's loup-garou, except I never pronounce it right. It's an animal that turns into a werewolf every night.
You've got some interesting bits of equipment I was hoping you could share with us.
Well, we travel the world doing this. We've been in Russia and Japan and China and France and Italy, etc. And we look around at other people's toolkits, and we look in tool stores, and we've come up with a traveling toolkit that we think is pretty good for us. And we have these big ice saws, and they're from Japan, and they rip backwards. So when you're pulling snow out of the block, it dumps on the ground, and then you shove it in, you pull snow out, rather than a regular saw which pushes everything forward.
Well, they're putting the final touches on here, and the rookie has been sent down into where are you carving now?
The backside of a very large werewolf. There's about 15 tons of snow directly above me. So I'm trying to get the back of the tail and the back of his foot, and trying to dig a hole, and I'm in a hole.
You've got a lot of pressure being the host city here. What are you creating?
It's the boat that came to us 400 years ago and founded this beautiful city, Quebec.
What's harder, carving in ice or carving in snow?
Snow needs tools that are not run by a motor or something like that. But in ice, you can use chainsaw. So even if ice is more difficult, you have the bigger tool. So both have their good points and bad points.
All those young people out there that now are inspired. I mean, did you create sculptures out of the freezer at your house? When did you know you had the gift?
I think when I was a little kid out on the beach, I used to spend hours and hours with the sandcastles, and it really just grew from there. But when I went to culinary school and saw all the different things they do with the ice mediums, that's when I really got hooked.
We're looking at one of your team members right now actually doing something quite unique. We've seen the saws, the chisels, but what is he screwing in and using string for?
What we're doing is we're setting up for a net, and we're actually going to have the air go completely through the net. It'll be a standalone net. So we're just marking with the screws because we don't want to mark with pen on the middle lines because you have to scrape it all off afterwards. So we're using the screws just to give us our lines.
Now I want to know, do you get into a snowball fight if things get down and dirty?
Oh, absolutely. So after midnight, they call the white night, the white lights, and we end up getting in a little, match if we have to.
Well, these young gentlemen are from Tunisia. Ali, how exciting. What are you building?
We are building a castle of desert, of our desert, a Tunisian desert.
Now, I know Tunisia is surrounded with desert. How did you become such a good ice and snow sculptor?
It's so difficult. We never make it before. We never touched the material, snow before, so it's a little bit hard, but we make with.
Well, Ali, I know you come from the desert region, but you're a world-renowned marble sculptor. How does that translate into what you're doing today?
In reality, it's we have the technique, we have the science, but the material is different. It's just another material.